Hey sluts, I'm Aubrey, an Aquarius sun, Scorpio moon, Taurus rising.
And I'm Danny, a Sag sun, Leo moon, Libra rising.
And
we're your Astro Sluts. Welcome back.
We are doing a new series, the 2024 season extravaganza.
I'm sorry, I just flexed my foot and now my toes are in the thing.
No more flexing. I'll censor that for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, for free?
No.
I don't think so. Y'all don't pay enough for that. But we're doing a big ol' season to close out this year. We're doing one episode for each sign of the zodiac. And today we're talking about Taurus.
I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, I feel like this is so good because like our friends, and I'm sure your friends as well, like friends will text me like, what's it like to date this person? And it's like, babe, I have a podcast with hundreds, it feels like, of episodes.
Yeah.
Instagram page. We've got a TikTok. And I'm always just like,
you need me to start from scratch.
Yeah. But I feel like this is the perfect way to be like, send the link. Clean link.
Can always come back to this.
If you're dating someone new or like you meet anyone, you want to know about yourself a little more, I feel like it'll be really nice to have like the pieces.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through just like all the basics of what it means to be a Taurus. We're gonna do a little phone a friend call later. And we'll also hear some submissions from y'all.
Amazing.
To close out the episode.
I can't wait.
I'm excited. Oh, because I have some fun things to share.
Okay, amazing.
Some off air. I have a category of my notes that say offline.
Please, I can't wait. Off the record.
So Taurus season is approximately April 20th to May 20th every year. Kind of switches, it could happen halfway through the day, could happen the next day. You know how the sun is. But like solid spring in our North American hemisphere.
Yeah. Taurus is an earth sign. So of course we know that they have this kind of like grounded quality, very like hardworking. We'll talk a little bit more about like what specifically makes the Taurus the earth kind of qualities. But definitely like, I think we said this in our Aries one, like how like Aries is like that pure fire. I feel like Taurus is like very giving that like pure earth. It's the first earth sign of the zodiac.
It's also fixed, so very like stubborn, very like can see things through, which is also like all the fixed signs are like the middle of a season. So like we make it happen. Like the ground is fertile, like, and we are working it. Very like stability oriented, consistent, can be a little stubborn. Taurus is like the bull. So I feel like that's like the stubbornness. But also like dependable. I feel like, like if you want to look around Aubrey's home, like loves to do like the same color. They like to eat the same foods. They love like that consistency. Yeah. And I think like stoic is a very good word for Taurus as well. Like just very grounded, and like even if like Taurus can hold a lot in. Think of like a bull where it's just like you're not gonna fuck with it unless you like do fuck with it, and then it will fuck with you.
Yeah, totally.
Taurus's planetary ruler is Venus, which is also on the like aesthetic of it all. I said this at the beginning, but I'm a Taurus rising, so these are my sisters. Very like, and all those like Venus themes, like value, money, just like anything like luxurious, beautiful art, like nice music,
very like sensual, anything like pleasurable, luxury, like you said. Libra is like our other Venus ruled sign, so I feel like you can think of those two as like that kind of Venus ruled duo.
Taurus is also very like, and Libra, both being Venusian, they're very like sensory oriented. Like they want something from each sense to be stimulated.
Yeah, absolutely. Taurus rules the second house. So if you're like looking at your birth chart, it's like first house is where your rising sign is, and then that next house down. So the first house is going to be like you, who you are. The second house is like taking one step away. So like, what do you own? What are your values, your things that kind of surround you? Possessions, and then like both like literally, and then like I said, like values, like more figuratively. I don't know, like what you believe in, how you value yourself, like all that kind of stuff as well.
The body part for Taurus is neck and shoulders, which is also like, I just like think of like going back to like a bull, like very like standing like tall and proud. It's like sturdy.
It also gives me like art museum like busts, like the, what is this called, decolletage or something. Your like collarbone.
I'm like your collarbone.
Yeah, like that kind of like in a more like Venus sense.
Like your jewels.
Yeah, literally.
Being displayed.
Yeah. In mythology, the bull constellation was like represents Zeus when he was trying to seduce some lady, Europa or something. So yeah, that's like, there's obviously like a couple different things, but that was like one is like Zeus in the sky is the bull.
Powerful.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, very, very sensual.
Yeah, like seductive.
Yeah. Something I think just like internet lore wise, Tauruses very much get pegged as like big snackers.
Totally.
Like any Taurus meme is like gonna be about food or like napping. Which, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think it is like, it's like on any scale, like it's like from little treat to like luxurious getaway, you know, like anything to make your like day a little better or like a lot better, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of just like that little extra, that little like, what is your little level up kind of thing.
Yeah, if anyone uses Channy's like planner, it must be like whatever day of the week. What day of the week is Venus?
Friday.
I think it must be on Fridays. Like the little prompt is like, how can I weave more pleasure or play into my day?
Yeah, totally.
Which is very Taurus. Like, how can you make any moment, like, how can you like enjoy it a little bit more?
Yeah.
Which is so lovely.
No, it is. My dad is a Taurus, and he is just like he's gonna get a little cookie. He you know, he needs a cookie to have with his like 2:00 latte that he makes on his nice espresso machine, and then he's gonna take a nap. You know what I mean? Like that's his weekend. And it's just like little life. It's so nice. It's a great example he sets.
Yeah.
I also think with Taurus, like they are that like luxury, like can be a little bougie, but it's like they're also the person that like will do it for themselves. Like I think Taurus do like appreciate when people see that in them and like want to give them nice things, but like a Taurus will just like make that life for themselves. Like they will give themselves the opportunity to like go on vacation or like have a nice, just like get their, you know, matcha latte every day, like whatever it is. Like they are like also the people who will work for it.
Yeah. Well, it's like that combination of values.
Yeah.
And valuing like quality things, valuing like they want to know where their coffee's being sourced from.
Yeah.
Like it's very much because like they believe in like getting the highest quality thing as opposed to like just like buying a Gucci belt to be like, and see, I have Gucci. It's like, no, they're
totally.
like, they're buying designer stuff because they're like, oh, the construction.
Yeah, like, no, literally. Yeah, it is. Like, because that's like important to them. So they're like, no, I'm going to like make this happen so I can have this nice thing and then appreciate it even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buying something to like have it for a long time as opposed to like buying something to
or
prove
yeah,
to the
even like a
world.
dupe.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
being like, oh, I'm gonna get a dupe with this bag. Like I feel like a Taurus would be like, no,
No.
then you're like missing the whole point of it. It's
Yeah.
not like an aesthetic thing. It's like
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I fuck with so heavy.
yeah. No, totally.
Should we do
have
go through some
people.
Taurus celebrities?
Yeah.
I think I leveled up the celebrities that I've
Oh my
chosen
God.
for
I can't wait.
for this episode and the next episode.
Okay, well, I hope I'm up to
I
par.
feel like I just feel like I've picked more interesting people
Okay,
to talk
cute.
about.
The first one I have is Gigi Hadid, which I don't know like a ton about her, but I do know she has like a luxury, like very nice knitwear brand. Like I think it's guest in residence, and I do feel like that's very Taurus.
Yeah,
Like
cozy.
obviously like aesthetic, but like high quality, cozy. And I feel like she kind of like, I mean, her and her sister both, they just give that like horse girl,
Yeah.
like living their life on the land, like
There's
in a quite elevated way. But
yeah, there's
yeah.
a certain like slowness to Taurus that's just like
Spit on the
so. There's a certain
Yeah.
slowness to Taurus that they're just like. They never seem like they're running late for
No,
everything.
totally.
They don't ever seem very stressed, and good for them.
Yeah, no,
It's like a
absolutely.
very calming, like comforting energy.
Yeah.
To be around.
For sure.
My first celebrity to bring up is Kehlani, which she just like, I don't know, she's just like so chill.
Yeah.
She's doing so much like activism around like
Yeah.
Palestine right now too, which is so like
Uh-huh.
values
Yeah.
motivated, and like really standing strong in that against like whatever like
Yeah.
industry bullshit. And it's just so like, I don't know, her music's very like
Yeah.
sensual and it's very like chill.
Yeah. No, she has like big Mother Earth energy.
Yes, very
Mhm.
very Taurus coded.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just I saw her in concert and it's just like it was just like a solid show.
Yeah.
You know, like the dancing, the lighting, the music. I was like, yeah, like this is
Uh-huh.
I was like this it was exactly what it should be.
No, totally. Yeah. Okay. Controversial person, but Lizzo, before the cancellation, I do feel like her whole like social brand was like eating beautiful fruit in luxurious places.
Yes.
Like by the pool, at a hotel, at her home. I can see her eating that like dumb fruit cereal people were doing. Remember the ice cubes and the coconut water and like strawberries? Like I don't know why that image, I could like see her eating that. But I think that was just like such like her kind of like social persona. And then like, I mean, she also like, there was some weird like other shit, but like one of the kind of complaints from her dancers was just like working them to death basically.
Yeah.
So it is almost that like dark side of the like the Taurus go nonstop working kind of
the
vibe.
fixed energy of like, no, we're gonna put in the work to make this perfect, you guys.
Right,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But yeah, she is someone I think of.
Yeah. Sam Smith is my next one. I don't have like a ton to say about them, but they're just like great trans rights.
Absolutely. Barbara Streisand. The only thing I know about her, well, not actually, that's not true because I listened to this celebrity memoir book club episode of her 1,000-page book. So actually I kind of know a lot, I feel. But my mom would always tell me that she had a mall in her basement.
Stop.
She has like stores in her basement that she's like shops from.
Well, that's weird.
It's super
I don't
weird.
really
I think
understand.
there's like mannequins that work in them or something. It's very strange.
The mannequins work?
No, but there's like mannequins, so it looks like there's people there or something. I don't know.
Oh wait, it looks like there's people shopping.
Yeah, there's something
I'm gonna
weird
need
with
photos of this.
It's kind of scary looking. I haven't looked it up in a while, but it's something that I just always think of. And I think that's very Taurus. I think like she buys, or like she doesn't buy, it's her house, but like I think she gets people gifts from there or something. You know what I mean? Like
It's so funny. Like someone just curates like a bunch of options for her in real life, and then she gets to like pretend like she's going to the mall.
Shopping mall in her Malibu basement. Maybe it's not dolls. Maybe it's houses. There's like windows and stuff. I thought there were people in there though. Let's see. But like it's like
so interesting.
Oh, maybe there's a doll shop. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Doll shop. Well, that's even stranger, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, but she has like a whole mall in her basement. And I just think that's very Tauruses love to shop.
I mean,
so
yes.
then you can shop at any time. You've got a mall in your basement.
There you go. Who needs the internet?
Literally.
Build a mall, babe. Get off your phone.
Get your ass up and build a mall in your basement.
Cher. Also a Taurus. See, all these people are just like so solid. I never I've really been fucking with Tauruses recently, and like going through these celebrities, I was like, no, all these people are just like so good at what they're doing.
Yeah, totally.
But Cher, obviously icon. A little more like extravagant. I do wonder what her rising sign is. Must be like Leo or something.
Yeah.
Like a little more like spotlighty, but Cher's just like so chill, you know? Like she's like dating someone like so much younger than her.
Like 25.
Yeah. Which like Cher pulls, you know?
Absolutely. Sabrina Carpenter.
The girl of the moment.
But she is like so femme, so girly pop, like the blush, like the pinky cheeks and the swooshy bangs. And I feel like she's very like, her persona is very like kind of slutty, but in like a Venus, like it's not like in a like raunchy, like dirty way. It's like, it's very like cute.
Yeah.
Like even like she just announced her tour, and like, did you see like the newspaper? It was like Sabrina Carpenter gets around. It's all just like little like
it's cheeky.
It's so cheeky.
There's like an old fashionedness to it.
Yeah,
almost.
like it's just like that's so cute and like so her vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that like little cheeky, little like a little playful nod to like slutty.
Yeah. And like I'm like an espresso.
Yeah.
Has such a Taurus quality about it.
No,
like
totally.
Sitting at a little Italian cafe on the street, sipping an espresso.
That's that.
Perhaps
espresso.
reading a book. Exactly. It's so Taurus.
No, totally.
This is like kind of a tangent. No hate, no shade to these creators, but I saw this TikTok about like these two people being like, you know, sometimes like I think that like straight people don't exist until like I remember Sabrina Carpenter. That's the straightest girl in the whole world. Like there's not a gay one in her. I was like, I don't really like that you guys are saying that.
No, I didn't see that, but I saw a video being like, not everyone calling Sabrina Carpenter the straightest girl in the world. That's like, I saw like reactions. I must have been to that.
Yeah,
I thought that was I thought that was interesting.
I was like, I don't. We're doing that still. First of all, also like, what do you mean?
I know why.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. They didn't like give solid reasons.
Like a public boyfriend?
I don't know. I thought it was so weird. And then I just had the like on Spotify, there's like a magic shuffle button where it like shuffles your playlist, but also like adds in
espresso in.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, but then it just also throws espresso in. And like I didn't realize like she literally has a song with Girl in Red. Like I don't know. I was like left some like flirty comment on like one of Taylor's Instagram posts recently. I was like,
no, I think she's like a little too like cute and young to be like giving straightest person in the world.
Also, like, I don't know, leave her alone.
I know, I agree. That's
Happy Pride, and you could never be gay,
right?
Well, maybe
no, that is just kind of weird energy.
Yeah,
that's funny though.
Anyway, another just absolute icon, Stevie Wonder, is a Taurus. Just like the quality, you know, just like so solid and good. Like no notes.
Yeah, totally.
On the flip side, Rico Nasty.
Oh, uh-huh. Beautiful.
Which is, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see Rico Nasty as a Taurus.
Audrey Hepburn.
Yes, icon.
Classic, elegant, you know, portrait of a woman.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started like categorizing when I was like looking through Taurus celebrities. I started like pairing some together because I was just making really long lists. I was like, okay, well, some of these people just have the same energy.
Yeah.
And my first pairing of 2 Tauruses that have the same energy are Shakespeare and Mr. Beast.
Stop. That's so funny.
Do you see what I mean, though?
Yeah. I get it.
They kind of both, they've both really done something
That's so
that
true.
no one has ever
That
done
no one's
before.
ever done before.
Mr. Beast making so much money.
Yeah.
So Taurus.
Yeah.
Shakespeare, obviously. There's a lot of romance happening. Also just like the pure like amount of work. Obviously.
Yeah.
We could do a whole other podcast on whether or not Shakespeare's work is Shakespeare's work. But the legacy
Right.
is giving. And they're both, I don't know, they're both monopoly.
Yeah, literally.
Do you have more?
No, Megan Fox. I feel like
Yeah.
we've talked about her before. I don't actually have anything to say. I can't remember too much about her right now, but she is a Taurus.
Period. Okay, my next category of Tauruses are just like, it's a category that we could like play one of those games where we just like go back and forth and name people that are the same person, and like we would never run out of people. Here's the selects that I've made: Robert Pattinson, Joe Keery, Noah Centineo, Channing Tatum, Darren Barnett, Corey Monteith.
Totally.
The nice hot boy next door.
Yeah.
Seems to be a Taurus.
Makes sense.
And Benny Drama, I'm now remembering, when they were doing those like astrology series, Noah Centineo was like the impression they would do for Taurus. And I always thought that their Noah Centineo was like so funny. All right, those are my celebrities. I'm realizing I forgot to do TV and movie characters.
Okay, I have some.
Wonderful.
Okay. So, first of my characters, this is like, I would say mainly from the books, but Astrid from Crazy Rich Asians. I don't think she's in like the first book that much / the movie, but like she's in like, I think the 3rd book is the one that's like basically all about her. I mean, obviously, guys, read the series, best series. But yeah, Astrid, she's like, they refer to her as like goddess. She's like her family's only daughter. And of course, like, I mean, like a majorly wealthy like family. She is like, just like every time she walks in the room, every comment is just like about how beautiful, how elegant she is. But she's like very nice, like very down to earth, like very like, feel like very cool, just like good personality. Obviously like very into like fashion, like they have all the like couture arcs in that like in that series. But yeah, I just always loved that character. And I feel like she's very, very Taurus. Queen Charlotte from Bridgerton.
Totally.
I like don't really remember her spinoff, so I'm more going from her as like an adult in the series, but I mean, just so unbothered, so bored, like her facial expressions, she's just always sitting, always, you know, people are coming to her, but she also, I feel like, lives for the gossip. But like when it's on her, you know, when it's like the right gossip and like on her side, never wants to be in uncomfortable situations, like just will like leave, you know. But then also I think like her relationship to the king, like she's so nice to him and like so loving and loyal, which I think is also just very Taurus. And then my last one is Sharpay from High School Musical.
Say more.
So I'm mostly thinking like Fabulous. High School Musical 2, obviously great song, Taurus anthem, you could say. But Sharpay was there working. She was in the drama department. She was doing her voice lessons. She was working. Troy and Gabriella did one karaoke song, and then they thought they could rule the drama department. Like, wouldn't you be upset?
Oh my God, I would lose my mind.
I know, me too.
I would lose my mind.
Exactly.
When put this way.
Yeah. And I mean, her and Ryan are twins too. So then like that makes Ryan a Taurus, which I do think makes sense.
Yeah.
And she hates when the status quo is challenged.
That's
like
true.
that's like her whole thing. It's like, don't like stick to the stuff you know. So, and like deeply. Taurus do not like change. They like things to be the way that things should be, like keep running the way things are. So that's my plea.
That's, yeah, you win.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. I've never felt more of a tie.
Yeah. No, I really I feel like it's one of those things, like I see like tweets about it sometimes where it's like when you like grow up and realize like Sharpay was like the victim in this story. Kind of thing. Like she wasn't the mean girl. She was just like the girl who wanted to be the star of the play and worked really hard and just kind of got kicked out.
Wow.
It's just kind of funny.
That makes me really want to rewatch.
I know.
All of the films.
Literally.
Well, fabulous. As they say.
Well, fabulous.
Okay. What do you think? Should we call my mom?
I would love to.
That's our caller for the day. I feel like that was maybe a good sell. I could have said that at the beginning. But thank you for making it this far. We've got our caller on the line. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, hi, I'm Aubrey's mom.
Hi, Aubrey's mom.
You can call me Laura.
Okay, Laura. Welcome to Astro Sluts.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's so exciting. I have listened to you guys from the start. So
You really
have. I
have.
was told not to.
It's true.
But I have enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a nice time. We're excited to have you as a famous Taurus in our life. You beat out Danny's dad for our guest today.
Don't tell him.
Yeah, don't tell him.
I'm not going to tell.
Do you want to tell us how much you know about astrology?
Sure. So, first of all, I would say that I am a Taurus sun, a Sagittarius moon, and a Capricorn rising.
Okay.
But I don't know the other. When people go into the planets and I don't know any of that. Like, I know I've been listening to you guys, but I've not been retaining. You do a great job of telling all kinds of details that I think are so interesting, but honestly, I just can't follow it.
It's like really, astrology is really something you have to like study. Like I feel like you have to have like a notebook and a pen if you want to like really retain it. So that's fair.
Yep, I agree.
What do you know about being a Taurus? So this is our big Taurus episode. We've been talking, we've been yapping about what makes a Taurus for the last 45 minutes or so.
There you go.
But what do you know about being?
Yeah. Taurus are notorious for being like materialistic, and I think I would qualify. Yep, sign me up.
Yes.
I have a complete disregard for the amount of money I spend on something. If I want something, I want a pair of shoes, or I want, a nice something for the house, I have absolutely complete disregard for what it costs. I just go buy it. I don't need a deal. I don't need a coupon. I don't need a sale. I go get what I want.
I think
that said, I don't. Yeah,
you keep going.
Oh no, I just don't feel like I need all that much. But of course, I'm comparing that to me. I would assume other people look at me and say, wow, no, that's a lot of stuff you got. And I would be like, no, but all the things I could have got and I didn't.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, of course, I'm a Taurus rising, so I understand
Yes.
as well. But yeah, it's like, no, we're going to spend all this money on this one thing that we really, really want. And we've done all of our research on.
Yeah.
And it's going to make us like so happy to like see it in our house every day. Or when we wear it, it's going to like truly make us feel amazing. And it's like, not out here trying to feel bad about any purchases.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do also love creature comforts. Like, give me a warm blanket, a fire,
yeah,
fresh flowers. Like, I just love a view. I love a view of the ocean or the mountains or something beautiful. I love a view. So definitely
you've been a big napper always as well.
Oh my goodness. Well, I fall asleep on the sofa very early.
You just sleep early. You're not much of a napper. You just like sleep.
But then I'm up. Like I sleep from like, I don't know, like 9 to midnight. And then I get up at midnight and I'm like up till like 4 o'clock. And then now what am I going to do? And then I'd love to sleep in late though. So then I go back to bed at 4, sleep to 8 or 9. Not a problem. Love to sleep in. Nothing better than sleeping in the morning.
Going back to the money stuff for a second as well. I always like tell people I was raised on like you get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
That's like just something that you always say that really sticks with me.
Yeah, that is definitely your mother talking right there, because your father would say it's always more impressive if you got it on sale. So,
yes,
that is not me. That is not me at all.
Either.
So.
He's always like, well, this is on sale. And I'm like, but I don't want that.
Yeah.
I've already decided what I want and I've committed to how much that is going to take out of my bank account.
Yeah.
Because I want lentils for dinner, not like whatever this thing that's on sale. I've already decided.
Yeah.
And I'm not changing my mind. Do you know Dad's big three?
I know that he's a Cancer sun.
Yeah.
And he is a Pisces moon.
Yeah. I can't remember what his rising is. I could actually probably look it up.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. You guys did an episode about how much overlap there was between the McGowans and the Blacks.
Yeah.
So he overlaps with somebody. His moon overlaps with somebody.
You're right. I think my mom is a Pisces moon. No, she's a Pisces rising. And my mom's a Leo moon. Like me.
Is. Maybe he's not a Libra. No, he's definitely.
Oh no, I don't have his birth time in my files. But I know that we have it somewhere, but
yeah. So, but now here's my ignorance on this. The birth time is the rising or the moon?
The rising.
So I remember that's a Pisces. Yeah. But I don't remember what his moon is.
Oh, okay. Oh. No, I think he's
because you guys even in your episode you kind of tried to guess what Dad was, and you guessed at least that was one of the guesses that he's Pisces. He's a very emotional guy.
No, he's Cancer Sun, Pisces moon. But I almost feel like he's like a double of one of those.
Is it also Pisces rising?
It might be Pisces rising as well. Wow, which is funny because that's also my sister. Is she Libra? She's Libra sun, Pisces moon, Pisces rising. I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that's a lot of Pisces in our house.
Yeah,
no wonder.
I know, and like, I mean, and I would say you and I sometimes are bulls in a china shop.
Literally, yes. Yes, our private sanctuary of our rooms. We can always go and shut the door.
That's so important. Yeah. But Taurus and Cancer is a very classic combo. Do you have anything to say on that?
I would. So I love tradition and steadiness, and so does Dad. I would also say you did a episode about what you should do for a first date with a Cancer, and you said nothing. You should make them you should stay at home and make them dinner, which is exactly what I did, not knowing,
Oh my
some
gosh.
30 odd years ago, more than that now. Yeah, I stayed home and cooked him a meal.
Good
Oh
move.
my God,
And just
perfect.
like reeled him in.
Well, yeah, we always joke that like Danny's dad like loves to be home so much. Like,
Yeah.
how was he this past week?
Oh my
Homesick?
God. He does love a vacation because obviously where we were was like very nice. But he literally we got home because he was in Korea the week before, and then we
Mhm.
went to St. Louis, and then we were in California. And he literally yesterday was, I am never doing that again. And I'm like, no, that's super fair. He like
Yeah.
has not been home.
No, that's exhausting.
Yeah, he's like so out of whack.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. What else? Do you know any of the other signs of other people you dated before dad, mom?
No, I really don't. And
That's
I was
okay.
even saying, like, I don't even know my friends' signs either. So it's very, except for Danny's mom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Capricorn,
Capricorn, which is
another
classic
Yeah.
earth
earth
sign.
signs.
Yeah.
And my rising is Capricorn. I sometimes I get confused at what's my Capricorn and what's my Taurus, because I am
Mm.
I'm pretty hardworking at the office though. Like people find me unapproachable, very serious and intense
Yeah.
until they get to know me. And then once they get to know me, they understand that most of the time I'm joking and they had no idea that that's my humor is a little different than other people's. So
Mhm.
so I don't know, is that my Taurus that's being so intense and hardworking, or is that my Capricorn, or just like the double whammy of those?
Probably double whammy.
Yeah.
I would assume like at work, especially if like when it's someone that's like doesn't know you very well, it's probably just like your rising sign. Like your rising sign
Yeah.
just comes out around people that like you're not ready to let them see the real you kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like I always
Yep.
get told like I'm really intimidating until I open my mouth. You know, like the like energy that I give off is like very stoic and like serious. But like I have an Aquarius sun. So like behind the like
Yeah.
bullhorns, I'm a goofball. But behind your goat, behind the like hardworking, like
Yeah.
almost like I don't know, like businessman Capricorn, it is just
Mhm.
like you're I guess you're like chill behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the Taurus part where they're like, oh, it's not
Mhm.
like that serious, but we do need to like work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody doesn't get to know me. It's a special treat.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And
So
you
I
don't
do, as you know, I love the arts, which is why I
Yes, true.
surrounded my children with the arts. So I love a concert, love the theater, any sort of performance. I would much rather do that than anything else. Like as for like gifting wise, like don't give me
Mhm.
anything, give me an experience. I love that.
yeah. I've heard other
Um,
Tauruses say that also, which is interesting because we have
Yeah.
talked so much about like things, but it really is like I think it's very Taurus to it's like hard to buy things for a Taurus because they
Mhm.
know exactly like this is like for like my Christmas list when I just send links. It's because I know exactly the exact kettle that I want, and like no one else could pick
Yeah.
out the kettle that I want.
Mhm.
But it is like an
uh,
experience is easier to like
Yeah.
gift someone like that.
love that. And you guys mentioned travel. I love to travel, although that might be
Mhm.
my Sagittarius moon, loving to travel, love an
Mhm.
adventure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like where's the next place we can move to? We're done here in Florida. Where
And
can we
on
go now?
vacation too, you're like,
And
what are we gonna do today? Like we could do this or we could do this. But I think that is very much your Sagittarius
Yeah.
moon. It's like I guess that for you, mom, is like connecting through adventure. Like
Mhm.
emotional
Mhm.
connection is like when we go ziplining together or something.
Yeah.
Yep, love all that.
Yeah.
And I love
Which is
plan. Like, I mean, I can spend months as so we are taking a trip with our neighbors, ex-neighbors, still friends of ours in September. And cruising. Like I never thought I'd talk Dad into going on a cruise. Like it just worked out that way. But like planning what we're going to do every day and planning what I need to put in my bag and loving this. And I was like, so glad you're planning it, because we're all going to like tap in about August and ask you what we need. Like, okay, fair. I'll let you know.
And you read a book about the river that it's going to be on?
Yes.
It's very informed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's also, because I'm also a very big planner on a vacation.
Yeah, you always plan like if we go on a trip.
Yes.
Yeah. I just say, okay.
Yeah, literally. But for me, it's like, well, I was just telling Danny also, Mom, that I can't stop thinking about autism. But I really like I want to do all of the planning up front so that when we're there, I can be like so present and like enjoy what we're doing. I don't have to be like stressed because like I don't know what I'm gonna eat that night. And I need to be like on my phone when we're at lunch, like researching the restaurants in the neighborhood. Like I just want to be like, nope.
Yeah, this is what we're doing.
Figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do find though that other people that see me planning think then that I'm committed to that plan.
Yes,
there's nothing better than switching the plan. I'm like, oh no, we were going to do this museum, but I'd much rather take this boat ride. Let's change.
Yeah.
And other people are like, what about your plan? I'm like, no, that's what a plan's all about. It's like, I don't know, like a fallback, but it's not necessarily what I want to have happen.
Yes, I feel the exact same about the amount that I'm planning. It's so we can make decisions in real time. Informed choices.
That's right.
I can also imagine you like taking us to the zoo and like mapping out like the exact like route that we need to go on to like see everything.
Don't you remember the Disney World trip? Oh my gosh, I was waking you little peanuts up at 5:30 in the morning. But I was so proud that you got to go on those rides multiple times, no lines. You got to like do everything you wanted. And our friends who were like, they were like professional Disney World people are like, we've never even been on that ride. I'm like, well, you got to get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Who's the professional Disney people?
The same people we're traveling in September with. They went to go to Disney World 3 or 4 times a year. Still do, and everybody's adults.
They do?
Yeah, and they were like, yes. I can like, hey, you got a free weekend. Oh yeah. So it's pretty hilarious. It's wonderful, but I mean, I'm glad they love it. They were so surprised. I'm like, of course, we went on it twice, because if you get up at 5:30 in the morning, there's nobody in line.
That's so funny. It's probably also we're really back into Sagittarius.
Yeah, totally.
For sure. But it's like that really just is like the combo, I guess, of your big three. It's like, how can we work really hard to have an adventure? Yeah. So funny. And you don't know like when birthdays are, Mom? It's her like friends from high school.
So it's a Pisces. So she is one of my longest oldest friends and as well. So I started friendship with in 7th grade. We were a trio with an Aquarius. My friend was an Aquarius. And I don't speak anymore, by the way. It absolutely makes me so panicked that that's going to happen with my children and I. But so don't let that happen.
Okay, deal.
But she and I remain friends. She's a Pisces, but I don't know her other two. Birthday is in November, later, around the 20th. So is that a cusp of something?
It could be like Sag or Scorpio.
Yeah.
She is probably said she is like everybody's best friend. Like everybody knows her. Everybody likes her.
Like must be like me.
Yes. Everybody wants to be around.
Yeah.
She's a very popular person, although she would not tell you that. She would be like, what are you talking about? I'm no, and hilarious. We just think she's the funniest thing. And she's like, no, I'm not funny at all. I'm like, well, it's your delivery then, because we're all wanting to be around you and laughing.
Yeah, that
Uh,
sounds like a Sagittarius
Yeah.
for sure, which makes sense because that's I was thinking you were Pisces something for a second, but no, that's nice that that's your moon sign.
Mm-hmm.
A nice
yes.
little
Hmm.
connect. And then also just like for like a Pisces, like earth signs and water signs just like naturally
Yeah. Go
mesh
together.
really
Well,
well.
I love Tammy, but in high school, like we were really together because of, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
it was my best friend, it was her best friend, and so the three of us hung together. And I
Mhm.
just think it was sort of actually like an awakening when we like sort of grew up and realized that was pretty much a horrible person, and why were we doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then she and I bonded through this lifetime of commitment to this person who like actually didn't really care about us back. So
Yeah.
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah, that happens.
yeah.
You-
Now we're just like spent a whole lifetime together. So I'm not sure we would have necessarily been friends. I mean, I love her, like I say, but I don't know
Yeah.
that we would have naturally chosen each other as friends without.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's fair. Taurus and Pisces part like specifically aren't like
Mm-hmm.
they're not like the first two I would pair together, but definitely
No,
have
they
Yep.
like
yeah. Feel like they have a lot of shared things.
mhm.
But yeah, almost
Mhm.
aren't either as like outgoing enough to necessarily like maybe match on their own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Exactly.
Um
Particularly in high school, I was pretty insecure. Like I never spoke. That's why people thought I was kind of snobby because I never ever like
Yeah.
I did not want to talk. And even until I had children, I would have told people that I had something that I called counter disease. I absolutely did not want to talk to people. And at a store, dad bought the stuff, he ordered the food. Like I cannot go up to the counter at the McDonald's and order a French fry. I cannot. It is like, I don't know what it was. So I'm a little over that now. And I also kill spiders now too, which I didn't do in high school or my youth. So obviously maturity helps a little bit, but no, there's definitely some when and I were young, like we just neither one, as you say, were outgoing enough to have ever met each other and
Yeah.
gotten close.
well, it's interesting also because like Taurus and Aquarius are square each other.
Mm,
So it makes sense that there would have been
yeah. Some friction.
some friction between you and your Aquarius friend. Luckily, I have that friction within myself, so I've got it covered internally. So
Wonderful.
I don't
Wonderful.
think we need to stop talking.
Good. Good.
But I also like as an Aquarius, I am friends with so many Pisces.
Yeah.
Like I feel like aside from you, like all my other like best friends are
Yeah,
always
totally.
Pisces.
Interesting. That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
What else can I
What
tell?
else? I don't know.
Yeah,
What else
this
would
was
you like
lovely.
to share?
Oh my goodness. So one of the things I was thinking about is just this concept of like pretty regularly feeling misunderstood. And like people do not understand, like I say a sentence and they're like, What?" I don't know, like, does my mind really just not think the same way other people's do? But I think that might be a little bit related to my Capricorn rising. I don't know. I think they feel a little misunderstood sometimes.
I
Okay.
But
feel
I
like
definitely
my
do.
mom would say that same thing though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like I feel like so maybe it is a little Capricorn because I feel like he would say that. And then also like I feel like it was very like everyone thought she was so mean in high school because she was very
Mm,
just like kind of like not shy, but same vibe of like doesn't want to talk.
yeah. Yeah.
Like so maybe it is a little of that Capricorn.
People just
Yeah.
like I mean Capricorn's like pretty
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Like big
intimidating
energy.
and
Mhm.
like punishing even. But like just internally or like
Yeah.
just in general like Capricorn very much like believes in consequences for
Yeah.
your actions. Like it's just kind of like aggressive, and I think other people with
Yeah.
softer placements like
Yeah.
they take
It'll
it really personally, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's not about them at all.
right.
I just don't want to talk to you kind of vibe. You also have your Mercury is in Taurus, Mom. So
Okay.
I think that I think is that what I have? No. I'm like, what do I? Oh no, I have Capricorn Mercury.
Mhm.
So similarly, like Earth Mercury signs are very slow to process and like just slow thinkers. So I feel like that could be some of the like,
Yeah, the disconnect.
That's
yeah.
interesting. Because I'm not sure we've hit on that just yet, only because like I have this huge bias for action. Like I can't, like if something needs to be done, I'm gonna get up and go do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna ask for help either. That's not a thing I do.
Mars
But
and
Yeah. Yeah, your Mars is in Leo, so that would be that. Very like action
okay.
oriented and like self action oriented
yeah.
individual. Seeing that now that your Mercury is retrograde. So that's
I
what
have
Danny
that too.
has.
That's
So what does that mean?
Like you were born during a Mercury retrograde. So there's like this, like when people say like, you know, like, oh my God, Mercury is retrograde, my computer's shutting down, or I keep saying the wrong thing or whatever. Like that's kind of just like something you like, I always feel like that's something I deal with just all the time. Or like I almost like I feel like I have like a hard time, like what I say is sometimes like not what I mean. And not like in a like offensive or like wrong way. I'm just like, okay, that's like not what I meant to say at all. Like sometimes it takes me a couple tries kind of thing, but
I
I
can
feel
see
like
that.
there's
Yeah.
that like, yeah, that like almost just like extra, like you have to like work a little bit harder sometimes to like get the point across, or I have to like edit something a couple times to be like, okay, that's not really what I meant. Like, let me write that again.
Oh yeah,
That kind of,
definitely rewrite.
yeah.
Rewrite. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
do feel like I like speed, particularly at work, speed to get your work done, speed to respond to me. Like that is how I'm measuring you, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like I gave you that assignment 3 days ago and you're still thinking about it? Like, what is wrong with you? You must be an idiot that you're not done with that yet. So I don't say it out loud, but I'm thinking that. I
Of
am definitely thinking.
Yes.
I get that.
Do you have any thoughts on being a Taurus parent? You have
boy.
you have an Aquarius kid and a Libra kid. Very big airheads around here.
No, it's just amazing to me how two people like Dad and I can create two people who really are not alike that much. I mean,
Yeah.
except both being on the spectrum, you know what I mean? Like how this variation coming. So maybe there's something to this astrology thing. That there's something else at work there besides just DNA and your environment, because you know, but no, I do, you know, I enjoy the variety and the challenge and the, you know, the surprise of parenting and what y'all are going to do and be and say next and do next. And it's a lot of fun. I've loved parenting. Is that somewhere in my chart? Because like I loved being pregnant. I loved being a mom. It was my identity, even when I was working. Like, no, that was so how I identified myself.
Yeah.
I have whole signs. Yeah, you want to.
Yeah. You have your sun in the 5th house. And the 5th house is like creation. So both like creativity, but also like your children. So, and then of course your sun is very much like who you are at your core. So I do feel like that would make a lot of sense. Like your children are like very much like a big part of how you see yourself. And like a big part of who you are, like personally.
You also have Jupiter and Venus in the 4th house, which is the house of like home and family and like your ancestry. So like Venus is like the planet of love and Jupiter is the planet of like abundance. So finding like security and like love and like just what's like a word that's not abundance again, but like
I know, expansion.
Yeah. Like fine, like it's like being your best self when you are like tending to a home environment.
Yeah.
The moon is also traditionally associated with like motherhood, except like to be honest, like gender in astrology is obviously weird. So like the moon is traditionally like mom, but I almost feel like you do low-key have dad energy. You know what
Interesting.
I mean? Like I feel like dad is so like nurturing.
The Cancer is like mother.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I mean though? Like there's
Yeah, no,
almost
the
like
first 4 years of your life, I told everyone he was a much better mother than I was.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
I would almost like look at like moon, and like in our family I feel like moon is more like my dad with being a Cancer. Which would mean what Saturn is like where you would typically go to for like fatherhood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which that's in your second house, and you've got or moon in the 12th house.
Yep. And I also love home and family for sure, but like tradition, like it is so important for me, particularly, I love Christmas, like just to do, I don't know, all the same things, the advent calendar and the cookies and it's just like, if I don't do it all the same way I did last year, it's just like a big fail. So
Yeah. Oh wait, we were looking at dad's chart, I think.
I thought
Well,
you switched.
oh wait, no, maybe
I think you did switch it.
just now on accident.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
now we're
yeah.
good. I was like, wait.
No, tradition is definitely like earth sign in general. So I
Yeah.
feel like could for sure be Capricorn. Capricorn is very traditional, but like Taurus, like the fixed aspect of
yeah.
that, like wanting to keep the same things happening. It is like that's very earthy.
Something else that we haven't talked about is how you did props for the Nutcracker. And like I just like making
Yeah, but
stuff.
only because a great Capricorn friend of mine suckered me.
But also very earth sign. Like
Yeah.
it's very like making stuff with your hands, like
Yeah, totally.
taking
Yep.
care of the objects.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Yep, I do. I did enjoy that very much. I love a good hands-on project. Like here at this house in Florida, I just made the patio last year. Like literally like digging up the front yard and laying down sand and pounding it with a flat thing. Like, I mean, it was like, why am I doing this? I could just hire somebody to do this, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I remember like gardening a lot with you growing up, like going to pick out the flowers at the whatever, the flower shop.
Yeah.
Love that. But it couldn't be very high maintenance stuff. Like dad was the one who wanted to do the vegetable garden, but the vegetable garden needed like somebody had to go in there every 2 days to do something. And I'm like, could we ever do that again? That is like too big of a commitment, because once I'm bored with you, I want to be able to ignore you for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, like whatever the task was. So I need to be able to walk away from the hobby for a little while. So that was kind of a little frustrating. And we, very well, we don't want to eat anything that came out of the ground at our house in Illinois.
It's true.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
Aubrey and I don't drink the water. We don't eat any vegetables that came out of the ground up there. No.
There's some weird stuff up there.
There's some weird stuff
that we don't know about, that we're gonna know about in 20 years or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly.
Goofy.
So.
Well, thanks for coming on the pod, Mom. You're so fun. I think everyone's gonna love this.
Oh, this was so good.
Thank you. Well, I just love you guys, and I love just the chemistry you have together, and I've loved your friendship since you were 3. So love it.
We love you.
All righty. Well, I will see at least one of you in a couple of weeks.
Cool.
All righty.
All right. Thanks, Mom. You're the best.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, how cute was my mom?
Oh my God, she was a star.
I'm like, well, maybe she should have a podcast.
No, literally.
She had a lot to say.
She was great. I know. I was like, that should have been its own episode.
Well,
it was something to think about.
Something to think about.
That would be kind of cute, though. Just like casual chart readings with like friends and stuff.
Yeah. Could be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We've got lots to think about.
Things to think about. Should we turn it over to the listeners?
I think so.
Okay, so we've been asking you guys on the Instagram to share some experiences about dating these signs. So I am going to start with just some little silly tidbits that we got from Instagram stories, and then we've got some listener stories, and then we get to have a story from Aubrey. I can't wait. So I asked on Instagram, like, have you dated a Taurus, hooked up with a Taurus, etc.? Like, tell us about it. And here's what we got. Dated, very kind, caring, and obsessed with me, but a big baby about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Currently dating a Taurus, and they are so attentive, intentional, giving, and a baby. I just thought that was so funny. Those are different people.
Baby energy.
And then, okay, so this person is a Taurus. This is a quote they got from someone. I've decided to move on, and I think that's enough of a reason after dating me for 6 months.
Okay.
So some things. But I thought the baby thing was funny because that's like not what we would, or like, I don't think that's what I would say. I'm like, I shouldn't speak for both of us, but I wouldn't typically give like baby, but like I'm not against it. But it's just not the first thing I would say about someone.
Totally. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
But I've never really like dated a Taurus, so maybe the dynamic.
Yeah, like once you get like
Yeah.
Taurus behind closed doors is
Mm-hmm.
perhaps baby.
So this first one, this is from our Google form. So if you have like a longer form story, please feel free to elaborate a ton. Of course, we got like a really fucking long Aries, like cute story, like right after
We could add
recorded.
it.
Okay. Because it's really long. So I didn't read it all. But I think that it's good.
Great.
Okay. I dated a Taurus from Chicago. We were deaf friends turned lovers, and 'twas cute. But all of a sudden, this Puerto Rican Chicago boy turned country on me. It started.
I'm like, I want to know who sent this. I'm like, sounds like so far.
It started with a country song here and there to cowboy boots to wanting us to move to Texas. He bought me a shirt with a huge horse on it for my birthday. Listen, I love horses, but I'm not a horse girl. The last date before he broke up with me over FaceTime, he found this country instrumental track and we wrote a country song together about us breaking up.
No.
But he kept swearing to me that he wasn't going to break up with me. Probably the craziest thing to ever happen to me. That's the end of the story.
That's so funny.
I know.
Not the horse shirt.
And the horse shirt is so funny. Really, really beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, next one. Currently dating a Taurus sun, Pisces rising, Leo moon. And oh my God, they're perfect.
Oh.
Stubborn, but able to admit when they're wrong and often tell me I'm always right. They're affectionate, silly, kind, generous, and a great communicator because I force them to be. We have been together for 1.5 years and we are about to move in together. Truly feel like I have found my other half. We have so much fun together. On another note, as a Cancer, I obviously had a few experiences with Taurus, as we were saying, quite a common duo. Taurus men are the worst and very woe is me mentality. Felt like I was his older sister, mom, rather than the person he was actively like hooking up with or dating. The first girl I ever hooked up with was a Taurus, and she definitely cheated on her mans with me, and it was the worst sex of my entire life. Still confirmed I was gay though. Also, thank you for sharing.
I love you guys. We have the funniest people on the internet.
Literally, like truly, yeah.
That's so good.
But yeah, maybe those people were talking about men. The babies.
Yeah, I think that's what I
right?
assumed.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah, it had to be. I feel like that's like, it's like derogatory.
Yeah,
you know?
you're not like, she was a baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
we're not saying that.
Yeah.
She was brave. No, the baby comments well, okay, we're releasing these episodes like so long after we're recording them, so it feels weird to like make cultural references.
Yeah.
But like right in the present day, I keep seeing that video of like, it's like that girly in like little heels, like holding her boyfriend like a koala, like through the convenience store or whatever. That's what I picture.
Yeah, totally.
I like that.
Yeah. Good for him, you know?
Absolutely.
So Aubrey, have you dated a Taurus before?
Okay, so you guys, I dated a Taurus very briefly in college. And honestly, most of my notes are just like things that they're more just like facts that I'm like, that was so Taurus, that was so Taurus. Yeah. Well, first of all, I will say this dude was a Taurus sun, Pisces moon, Libra rising. And a person that I have been on a few dates with recently has that same exact big three.
That's so weird.
Super weird. Very uncommon to just like meet any two people with the same big three. I like this big three.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. This person I dated in college, I met this person. I was a host at a tequila bar in Boston, and
the one from last week's story.
Yes,
if you listen to the Aries story,
listen to last week's episode. You already know I'm in a tube top and giant hoop earrings, holding an iPad with a bitchy look on my face. Is the setting?
Yeah.
There's candles. There's red lights. There's gothic candelabras. There's brick wall. There's a lot of employees with attitude problems. And it's Boston. So there's a certain charged energy in the air in general. And this dude worked at, I can't figure out like how many details I can share or not. Worked at, I feel like we're on like Demois. It is. I actually did deadass try to find him on the internet today, but he was like always super weird about like the internet. I think I found his Instagram, but it's literally private, 0 posts.
Oh my god, weird.
And I know it's him because I searched his name, and it's the profile photo is just like, it's just a black circle. Yeah. Like there's no photo even. I was like, this is him for sure.
Yeah.
I almost followed it, but then there were no posts, so then I was like,
for what?
Yeah, just to show up. Like, I don't need to be doing that. Worked at All Saints. Yeah. Which was like around the corner from my bar. So like,
it's like aesthetically,
like
it's important.
It's
I feel like
super important because this is like honestly, aesthetically, one of the hottest people I've ever dated. Yeah. Like really fucked with the vibe. So he wore all black all the time. Like heavily, like as serious as I am about green, like he was obsessed with the color black or whatever, the shade. Art people. So it was like we saw each other and we were like, oh, like mutual like aesthetic, like I see what you're doing there. Also had like his whole arm was like a blackout tattoo, which I think is problematic. So like this was like a white dude, obviously, that like had just like had a sleeve of tattoos and then must have just been like, I don't like these anymore, fill them in. Except for like he had like a swirl on the elbow, and then like on his arm was like the golden ratio, like of course. I think he drove like a Jeep or something, like with a cool vibe like that. It had to have been a Jeep. I don't really remember what color. I imagine black.
Yeah, safe to say.
Yeah, gray or black situation. And also had like one of the most beautiful dogs I've ever seen. An all black, like German Shepherd.
Oh, wow.
Like very cool looking dog. Very cool looking dude. Like the whole thing was a whole thing. Well-decorated house, including taxidermy. I remember there was like a little like baby bird in a jar or something, and there's just like bones. There was also mannequins at this person's house.
I forgot.
No, this dude was like weird.
Yeah.
But like you guys know that I love that. Like that's so interesting.
Like what kind of mannequins?
They didn't have heads,
Okay.
which I think is better.
Yeah. Like
they were
had
just
a
like
bob.
white. Yeah, no, I'm imagining like the old Navy ladies. No, they were like white, beat up, scratched up mannequins. I think they were like going to be
From the
thrown away.
store?
They must have been,
Yeah.
right? It was like some sort of
Okay.
like they were going in the trash, and he was like, "Could I have these?"
Yeah.
Was a musician, so like very Venusian in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't, like, you guys know I have the worst memory ever. So sorry about that. But yeah, we definitely met because he like came into my workplace, and then eventually, like, I don't know, I don't really remember, like,
Yeah, what happened?
but like we hung out a few times, and I thought he was also really into Toby Keith, which I think is funny.
That is funny.
I was just like a little ironic thing.
Yeah.
He was like,
That's so interesting.
and Toby Keith, which keep me interested.
Uh-huh.
What are you gonna be into next?
Right.
Taxidermy and Toby Keith. So yeah, I don't know. He definitely like ghosted me. I think he got back with his ex.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Definitely a mysterious
Yeah.
dude. The only story that I have is like, honestly, this dude low-key changed my life. Because I like remember I remember exactly where we were in his car. I could tell you the exact like place we were in Boston, like on the road. And he was like, "Oh, there's this song I think you're gonna love." And I like had just started making music at this point, like was on some like if anyone knows like Clairo's first EP,
Mm-hmm.
like on some bedroom pop, like more like lo-fi, like chill, just like garage bandy, you know. I had just started playing around. Plays me Fembot by Charlie XCX.
Oh my god.
He was like, "I think you're really gonna like this song." And I was like, it was literally like a, music could be like this.
Yeah.
And I've been on hyperpop ever since.
Yeah, literally. That's crazy.
I know. Like one of those weird things where I'm like,
yeah.
no, you like changed my life. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even know what you created.
See, sometimes it's good to date people.
Yeah, no, it's
You
true.
can get a lot out of it.
You really can.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys, like, okay, I'm talking to people older than, let's say, 23. Would you date someone who's college aged? I would never. The moment I graduated college, I would have. No, I guess that's kind of a lie. I guess I did when I was like 23. Let's say 25 and up.
25.
Right now, I would never date someone under the age of 22.
No. I would not even date someone under the age of 24, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
Certainly not seriously.
yeah. And, like, just because, like, I feel like that's just so, like, it's again because it's like, what is your goal? Like, are you just, like, I would just not date someone who is, like, clearly, like, has no idea what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't know maybe who they are or whatever. Like, I feel like even like I was very self-assured when I was younger. I was probably like more confident than I am now. And like, I still feel like, what the hell were guys doing trying to date me? That's weird.
It's so weird.
You know?
Yeah, because I keep laughing at myself. I can't stop dating 29-year-olds. And then I'm like, no, I've actually been dating 29-year-olds for the last like 7 years.
No, remember when I only dated people for a while born in 1989?
Yeah.
Like, that's when I was 20, that's too old.
Way too old.
Like 20, like late 20s. That's older than we are now.
No,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, we haven't even been that age.
No, exactly. It's just been something I've been thinking a lot about recently. Like,
No, it's so
I look
weird.
back on everything. I'm like, why were you dating me?
Yeah. No, I always think the same thing.
Strange.
So strange.
I also like, I don't know, we're just friends with like nice people.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't imagine anyone that like I know being like, yeah, I'm going out with this 21-year-old.
No, because even like I'll ask like my boyfriend, like, would you ever date someone that young? And he's like, no. Like, why would I date like that's like a child? It's like inappropriate. And like, but I'm like, well, yeah, because you're just like not like a manipulative guy. I guess. You know what I mean?
You've just done a little more work.
Yeah. But yeah, I asked him that too. I'm like, would you ever date someone like that much younger than you? And he's like, no.
Things to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's my Taurus story.
No, I think that's great.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Hope he's well. I'm actually curious. That's like one of the only people that I've dated that I'm like, I really want to know what he's up to.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I tried to find like music that he had sent me, but all the links were no longer active.
Oh, damn.
I had like private SoundCloud links and like Dropbox links and stuff. And I was like, oh, that would have been crazy to hear. But good for him.
Yep.
For getting those off the internet.
Yeah.
Silly.
Well, that's Taurus.
That's Taurus. Thanks for joining us.
We'll be back with Gemini next week.
See you then, sluts.
Bye.